Hello everyone and welcome back to K-pop Crackhead. Today, Zhang Linghe has finally acknowledged his closeness with Zhao Jinmai, a quiet admission that has stirred emotions and set fans talking. What does this mean for their relationship? Let's dive into the story everyone can't stop discussing. Let's get started. Zhang Linghe acknowledgement did not come in the form of a loud confession or a dramatic announcement. Yet, its impact was powerful enough to shake the entertainment circle and leave fans unable to stay calm. For years, both actors have been known for their professionalism, their carefully guarded private lives, and their ability to draw a clear line between work and personal matters. That is why, when Zhang Linghe finally spoke about Zhao Jinmai with unmistakable warmth and sincerity, the moment felt heavier than any explicit declaration of love. It was not a denial, not an evasion, and certainly not a coincidence. It was a calm admission that what existed between them was real, meaningful, and impossible to reduce to mere rumors. The closeness between Zhang Linghe and Zhao Jinmai had long been sensed by fans even before any words were spoken. From behind-the-scenes clips to subtle interactions during promotions, their chemistry appeared natural rather than forced, gentle rather than performative. Zhang Linghe often looked at Zhao Jinmai not merely as a co-star, but as someone whose presence brought him comfort. In return, Zhao Jinmai seemed relaxed around him in a way that could not be rehearsed. These small moments accumulated over time, building a silent narrative that fans followed closely, waiting for confirmation that many believed might never come. Until it finally did, in the most understated yet heartfelt way. When Zhang Linghe was asked about Zhao Jinmai, his response was measured but honest. He did not rush to define their relationship, nor did he hide behind vague professional language. Instead, he acknowledged their closeness as something that grew naturally through shared experiences, long conversations, and mutual understanding. He spoke about trust, respect, and how rare it was to meet someone in the industry who made him feel genuinely understood. His tone was calm, but his eyes told a deeper story, one of emotion carefully restrained, yet impossible to conceal. It was clear that Zhao Jinmai was not just another colleague in his life. Fans immediately noticed the shift. This was not the Zhang Linghe who usually kept his emotions locked behind polite smiles and brief answers. This was someone choosing honesty over safety, vulnerability over distance. In an industry known for strict boundaries and carefully crafted images, his acknowledgement felt even more meaningful. By admitting his closeness with Zhao Jinmai, Zhang Linghe was not merely addressing rumors. He was reclaiming his own narrative and allowing himself to be human rather than untouchable. Zhao Jinmai, on the other hand, has always been admired for her maturity beyond her years. Her calm demeanor and thoughtful way of speaking made her someone who rarely reacted impulsively to public attention. When Zhang Linghe's words reached her, her response was quiet yet revealing. She did not deny the closeness, nor did she exaggerate it. Instead, she spoke about companionship, about feeling safe and supported while working in a demanding environment. Her words mirrored Zhang Linghe's sentiments, creating a harmony that felt deeply genuine. There was no need for dramatic confirmation when both sides were already speaking the same emotional language. What made this moment resonate so strongly was not just the possibility of romance, but the authenticity behind their connection. Fans were not simply celebrating a potential couple. They were witnessing two individuals who had found comfort in each other amidst the chaos of fame. Zhang Linghe's acknowledgement felt like a quiet promise, not necessarily of love, but of sincerity. Social media quickly filled with reactions, analyses, and emotional responses from fans around the world. Many expressed relief at finally hearing honesty instead of constant denials. Others shared how Zhang Linghe's words changed their perception of him, making him appear warmer, braver, and more relatable. The discussion shifted from whether they were dating to how beautiful it was to see two young actors protecting something meaningful with such respect. In an industry where relationships are often hidden or denied until they can no longer be controlled, Zhang Linghe's choice to acknowledge closeness rather than reject it felt refreshing. He did not label it, exploit it, or use it for attention. He simply told the truth in the way he felt comfortable with, and that restraint made the moment even more powerful. Sometimes, the strongest confessions are not the loudest ones. As days passed, the attention did not fade. Instead, it evolved into a deeper appreciation of their bond. Fans revisited old interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and candid moments with a new understanding. What once seemed like coincidence now felt intentional. What once felt subtle now appeared meaningful. Zhang Linghe and Zhao Jinmai's closeness was no longer speculation. It was a shared emotional space they had both gently acknowledged. Whether their relationship develops into something more or remains a profound companionship, one thing is certain: Zhang Linghe's acknowledgement marked a turning point. It reminded everyone that beneath polished images and scripted appearances, actors are still human beings searching for connection. In admitting his closeness with Zhao Jinmai, Zhang Linghe did not just confirm a rumor, he revealed a piece of his heart. And it was that honesty that truly moved the public. As the conversation surrounding Zhang Linghe and Zhao Jinmai continues to unfold, many are reflecting on how rare such moments of quiet honesty have become in the modern entertainment world. Instead of dramatic press conferences or carefully staged announcements, Zhang Linghe offered something far more intimate, a glimpse into the emotional reality behind his work and relationships. In the end, his admission became more than a trending topic. It became a quiet statement about choosing truth over fear, connection over distance, and emotional courage over silence. Whatever path they walk in the future, this moment will be remembered as the time sincerity spoke louder than rumors, and when a simple acknowledgement was enough to touch millions of hearts. What made Zhang Linghe's admission linger in the minds of many was the timing. It came not during a major promotional event or a carefully scripted interview, but in a moment that felt unexpectedly sincere. There was no visible pressure, no attempt to redirect the conversation, and no familiar industry tactics used to soften or blur the truth. Instead, he spoke as someone who had reached a point of emotional clarity, someone who no longer wished to hide behind ambiguity. Industry insiders later noted how unusual this was. In a world where every word is often filtered through management and public relations teams, Zhang Linghe's response stood out as deeply personal. It suggested that the bond he shared with Zhao Jinmai was no longer something he was willing to shrink or disguise for the sake of appearances. This quiet confidence added another layer to his acknowledgement, making it feel intentional rather than accidental.